welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden. Today I'm going to do a really quick mid-April garden tour to show you what's blooming. I want to capture these things before they disappear. It is in the evening, so I hope that the shadow and lighting is okay, but I know you can see behind me the ornamental cherry tree is in full bloom, and so is the dogwood tree. So that is where we're going to begin, and we're going to get the tour started. Okay, I want to preface this tour by saying that the grass has not been cut and the weeds have not been pulled, but I couldn't help it. It's just so amazing. I love being under this tree in the spring, and I love even when the petals go, there's pink snow all over the ground, so I will show you that when that happens. Usually we get to this point and we get a storm. It's supposed to rain in the next few days, so I needed to catch it in all its glory before the storm knocks all these beautiful, amazing petals away. And over here you can see on the other side of the garden coming down, this is the dogwood tree in all its glory. So here in the woodland garden we have some ferns coming up, and this one is courtesy of my friend Julie. I have 3 ferns from her that are in this garden space that are coming up, and this is the heuchera that is starting to put on its bloom spikes already. Very impressed by that. And over here we have a few of the primrose that are just doing wonderfully and blooming so nicely. I actually did some cuttings of these and brought them in for a flower arrangement. But if you can see here, try not to step on any bulbs, the fern here, you can see the fern is coming up, and they are all starting to show their show. And down here is one of my heuchera that is coming up. This is a twisty one. And I do have some of the, I think these are the Delisle daffodils. I have to be quite honest. I mixed all the daffodils together and I cannot now remember which one is which and where they are because they're all intermixed. I wanted to do something natural-like and spontaneous, and now I don't know who's who. But there's some snowflakes in here, and here is my Jack Frost Brunnera blooming. I also did some cuttings on that to bring into the house for a flower arrangement. Very lovely. And here's another one of my hostas. Here's towards the back side. I'm going to try to sneak in here and not step on a fern. But this is the Jack Frost Brunnera, and they are beautiful. I can see them all the way from the house. This heuchera is coming in. I think this is the wild rose, and it's putting on some bloom spikes too and filling in very nicely. Here is the hellebore that has coming to the end of its time, and grandmom's rose literally made the cut. So I'm very happy that it is flushing out beautifully, and hopefully it'll put on a beautiful display of the dark red roses. My giant dianthus is putting on all of the flower spikes. This year I'm going to try to cut it back. I think this one's called Bath's Pink, and it's supposed to rebloom, but I've not yet had success getting it to rebloom very well. So this time I'm going to be brutal and cut it back after all the flowers have started to fade. And this is a massive grouping of candy tuft. There's actually 3 in here. One really big one and 2 smaller ones that I planted last year. But they sparkle at night and I absolutely love it. So you can see all of the weeds here. I need to come in and just scalp these down. This is the bishop's goutweed that once you get it, you can't get rid of it. But in the midst of it is a sedum that is doing very well and very happy. Here's another dianthus that is about to put up its flower spikes as well. This is my massive garlic chive. It is getting to the point where I will be able to start cutting on it and start drying it. and I'm very excited about that. Do an overview of this. It needs weeding, so be kind. But here's the penstemon I'm thankful that this year looks like it's going to actually bloom. And we have the tiger lily, the dark red tiger lily. Oh no, sorry, dark red day lily. The phlox. I think this is Mystica phlox. I think that's what this was, or maybe this is Mystica penstemon. I'll get the names for you. But they are coming up, and back here are my balloon flowers, and hopefully no rabbits get in and eat them, because they've been doing that over the past several years, just kind of eating my balloon flowers down. So we have, this is my Amsonia, one of the Amsonia, and this is the Heliopsis. It's a variegated Heliopsis, and it's coming back. And back here, down here, let me see if I can get it in the frame. Right there, those two little knobby things, those are two Asiatic lilies, and there's two on the other side that are coming up. So this is the Scabiosa that we picked up from Gasper, that they're starting to bloom out, and I cut one of these and actually put it in a flower arrangement by my kitchen sink. And look at these irises. This is my first time actually having irises, and I would take any advice that you have to offer. This is very new to me, but I think they're absolutely stunning. I have some of the dianthus coming into bloom here and here. Take a look at these irises again. Ugh, they're just gorgeous. And this Amsonia on the other side is really, really big. We have the Shasta daisies coming up. This is more of the Heliopsis right here. This is more of the penstemon and phlox, black-eyed Susans. It's all showing up. And here, back here, we have another balloon flower showing up and doing its thing. So the roses that we cut back, these are the knockout roses. They are flushing out very well. So looking forward to a lovely show of them this year. This is my little lime hydrangea bush that is flushing out very well. I'm looking forward to see how tall this one is going to get this year up against the fence. These are my new Asiatic lilies, the apricot ones. And again, here is my whipcord arborvitae, which I think is just adorable. And you can see here that the echinacea are starting to come up. So looking forward to that. I love the brightness and cheeriness that I can see from my window of these pansies and violas. So this is the paprika heuchera that is very bright and very lovely. And like I said, I think it pairs well with the Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia, which is also in bloom. Columbine are coming in. They should be blooming soon. And I wanted to show you, this is the hellebore that, it had a few blooms that were kind of struggling. Didn't show what they really were supposed to be like, but look at how magnificent that bloom is. And I have a couple of more blooms still coming out yet. But isn't she beautiful? Oh my goodness, absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to show that this is the mock orange, or Philadelphus, is putting on its flower buds. So we should be getting a wonderful show this year, which I'm very thrilled about. It's finally doing what it's supposed to do. Not all of them are cooperating, but a couple of them, I bet 3 of the 5 are really starting to put on the show that they were meant to do. And this is something, this is my crepe myrtle, which shouldn't be blooming out, shouldn't be flushing out until May. But look at this. It's already flushing out with its new leaves. We're still working in this front garden bed, but I absolutely love the way that this gold pillar barberry, sunjoy barberry, glistens in the sunlight. These heuchera, these are the Delta Dawn and more paprika, and you can see that they're putting on bloom spikes, but they look really, really good. I love the coloring combination. So this is the hydrangea that we planted recently, and you can see all of the flower buds all over it. So I think it's going to be very happy in this location with some morning sun and sheltered in the afternoon. Okay guys, so I just noticed something that I'm really, really thrilled to show you, but I want to show you this first. So this is, I showed you this the other day, that the phlox was starting to bloom, but look at all of the flowers on it. All three of them are the same way. And remember I told you about the geum that they're starting to put up as flower spikes? Looky, looky, looky. Look what we have. Isn't that amazing? I am so over the moon with this. This is totally tangerine geum, and I'm so over the moon with it. And right here we have one of the three. Wait a minute. I'm going to step in here, but not step on everything. Get out of the city, as Balky would say from Perfect Stranger. I don't know how many people have ever watched that, but look at this. A bloom. Buds on my peony. I'm so excited. This is amazing. These are the daffodils. These are the, yeah, they're daffodils. These are the daffodils that are down the alleyway. So it's kind of nice to see them guiding you through to the back gardens. So I wanted to show you, this is one of the, we can see them all kind of doing their thing. The sun's going to be kind of a glare in the shadow, but this is the Arctic Fire dogwood that is now flushing out and is looking amazing. So those who have been around for a while know my love-hate relationship with this Artemisia wormwood silver mound, but it is looking beautiful at the moment. So I'm going to take your advice and let it do what it's going to do. And if it starts looking kind of leggy, I'm going to shear it back and let it start all over again. And here is one of the 4 popcorn drift roses. This one took a little while to flush out, but it's doing well. The dianthuses are doing well. And oh my goodness, see these things, let me just tell you guys. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I didn't come out in the garden. This is why you need to walk your garden every day, because I saw these flower spikes on Sunday, but they were not like this. And now we already have a bloom on the salvia. And we also have blooms here on the Walker's Low catnip that we planted a while back already. This dianthus is blooming out. And also, I'm going to try to catch some of this, my Delosperma, or ice plant, in this area is blooming out as well. But look at all the flower spikes on the salvia already. Unbelievable. So amazing. Look at the loveliness of these, the sun shining through these bright green foliage against the red twigs of the red twig dogwood. Stunning. This is the best one of the popcorn drift roses, doing really, really well. So I would expect soon, maybe in May, it might be putting up some flower buds. I am absolutely in love with the foliage on these Achillea or yarrow. The mounds are gigantic and they're so super soft. They're so soft. I love them. And look how much what is this? The anemones have just gone for it. And so the agapantha that I showed you guys before. And here's a echinacea, more of the agapanthus. And I just saw I was just watching Gardener's World, and apparently agapanthus love to be put together, but like they like to have their roots close together. So I was kind of concerned about this yarrow and this agapanthus, but I think they'll be fine. This is the lovely rain gauge that my friend Melissa gave me, and we got some rain yesterday, so there's a tiny bit of rain in there, tiny bit of water. I'm just gonna I just can't believe how beautiful everything is flushing out. There's tons of flower spikes on these salvia as well. It's going to be such a show. And this silver mound is starting to do its thing. And there's Mr. Sassy Frog. I put him in the garden so I could see him from my window while I'm working. And again, with these gold pillar barberry, the color of them in the sunlight is amazing. There's some more yarrow and some more of my columbine. This is the biggest one that I have, so it should be giving me a good show this year. And some more of the yarrow and the lavender and some dianthus and the ending of the muscari or grape hyacinth. So looking amazing. Here's some more of the anemone. We have tons of flowers here on the strawberries. This is the older one that I had. This is the Berries Galore. Is that what this is called? Yes, Berries Galore. So I'm hoping that we did a good showing. I'm definitely going to have to cover these up. Oh, here's the strawberry flower on these. And this one is called Seascape Everbearing. Definitely going to have to cover these up because the squirrels were at it and ate the strawberries that were on this plant. So here in the orchard area, things are doing well. Here are the fall gold raspberries that we planted. And this is the wild raspberry that is flushing out very beautifully. Our rose, the pilgrim, is doing very well here. And as well as the big blue liriope and Heuchera electra and the tea olive or osmanthus hardy lights. But I can see these through the window, and I love how the sun shines through the foliage of the Heuchera. Here, I just noticed we have some flowers coming on this raspberry. So hopefully we'll have some raspberries this year from it. This is the wild raspberry. And the daffodils are fading out in the orchard area, but we still have some that are looking lovely. I have to come and deadhead these. The yellow ones are gone, but we also still have some of the snowflakes that are blooming as well. So the lighting is a little bit better so we can see the top of the ornamental cherry tree. Looking spectacular, towering over the back corner of the yard in all her glory. I wanted to show you guys, here are the 9-bark. This is the Tiny Wine 9-bark. Both of them are flushing out. As you remember, these have mirroring beds. But this is the rose that was struggling the most, and it still has some life in it. This is one of the popcorn drift roses, and it still has some life in it. So we're going to see what she can do this year. The one on this side is faring a bit better, pushing out a lot of new growth. I'm going to come in and trim back these dead pieces right here. But these flower pots that we planted up with the violas at the bottom of the steps are doing well. This one Riley keeps knocking over, but you know, it's still surviving. And I expect at any day now that the Peter Cottontail yarrow is going to be putting out its first flowers of the season. Doing very, very well. I also wanted to show you the planter that I put together this weekend with the free annuals that I got from my latest bloom box order. So we have, I thought these were white, but they're yellow snapdragons, and some annual salvia. This is, I think, lobelia, I think. And this is the, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the sweet anemone, sweet alyssum, and a petunia. So I hope you guys enjoyed the snapshot of what is happening in the garden at the middle of April of 2024. So I will be doing a tour at the end of April because I'm sure a whole lot more things are going to be blooming. I want to thank everybody for watching the channel and subscribing, and I want to welcome the new folks. It's lovely to have you in the community. So I'd love to hear more about you guys. I'd love to hear what your favorite plants are, what kind of vegetables you're planning to grow in the garden this year, what's actually blooming out in your garden so far. I know some of us are still in some colder areas, but I'm sure it's warming up and things are going to be blooming out soon. So I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for all of the likes and the shares and the comments and the support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.